Hello, my mindful adventurers. Are you ready for your weekly news and news? This week is the fourth week. It's the fourth week of the softening month, and this week is all about the architecture of your peace, your inner sanctuary. And at any point, because I always keep forgetting to say this, but at any point, if you want to read the blog post, it's down below in the description. You can find it. It's literally titled "The Muse and the Woods: The Architecture of Peace." You can find that down below. I am Jamila. I will be your commander in chief, your editor, your everything here at A Mindful Adventure, and we just go and jump right into it because I'm a yapper. So I just want to acknowledge that this is the 21st day. If you read the first blog post for the month, all that, I'll put that up there. For learning what softening is, because the softening is not just being like a little bit softening. It's not even that at all. It's you literally being in your power, being confident in your power, and acting in your power. It has nothing to do with you being a pushover or a doormat or anything like that. Being soft does not mean weakness. Okay? Okay. And then the second week, we talked about reading the signs and synchronicities from the universe because the universe is a big ass messenger, right? It messages all the messages from the creator to us, so we don't have to sit there and hunt for anything like that. The universe will pop out these messages for us because our guides, the creator, our higher self, all lays out the little messages for us, and we just have to be there to interpret them and feel how it feels in our body. Then last week, we talked about the guest list. We talked about being exclusive because we can't just expect to be able to give everything to everybody and not expect to not have anything for ourselves. Like if we have a feast, right, and we invite everybody that's not we let people come that are not supposed to be there, they're going to eat everything, drink everything, and then when the people that are supposed to show up, there's not going to be anything left for them, or it's going to be a really weird atmosphere. You know what I mean? And there's not going to be anything left for you either. It's going to be a mess for you to clean up and to deal with. So, as I said, all those the videos should have popped up, so you guys can check those out. Of course, those will be listed down below as well, so you can find the blog post. And of course, in the blog post, the link to the YouTube videos, respective YouTube videos, are there. So if you decide to read the blog post here, and somehow you lose the YouTube channel or you lose the YouTube video, yeah, the link for the blog post, the link for the YouTube video will be in the bottom of the blog post. Bear with me. Clearly, today is a day of getting tongue-tied, so bear with me. bear with me. I'm gonna get some water first. I put the mic over here. I'm hoping that it's a good placement. I hope it's not too bad. I know last week the shit cut out. I don't know if it's this mic or what, but we're gonna find out. Gonna find out together. Okay. So again, if you guys do the 21-day challenge, it takes 21 days to rewire your mind, right? It's 21 days of intentional actions that you take the time to do, like every single day for 21 days, and it builds new neurocircuitry. It builds a new habit so that you can now enact on that, and it becomes more second nature, easier for you to do, easier for you to enact and handle. And I've been learning to soften and just rest in that softness. I'm still working on it. But I'd have to say I'm getting better at leaning into my softness. So if you guys are getting better at leaning into your softness, yay! I'm excited for you guys because we're all the same. We're right neck and neck, right? Okay. It's not a race, right? We're not competing, but I'm just saying, like, we're together. We're doing this together. And now this week is all about the balancing the work and the workroom and the sanctuary. Yes. So we now have the interior, right? What do we do when we don't have to worry about the outside world? We're not worried about things we can't control, right? We're not worried about the riffraff or like people coming that aren't invited, right? So what do we do now, right? How do we work with ourselves to better our lives now at this point, now that we don't have all these distractions? We know what the distractions are. We know what hinders us. We know what boundaries we need to have in place, right? Or we have an idea of what kind of boundaries we need to have in place. Because like I said, boundaries change. They need to be adaptable. They need to be something that we can adapt with us, not are brick walls that we can't change. Like, there should be no pressure. If you feel like you want to change a boundary, you should be able to do that with no pressure, right? Because boundaries, they're supposed to grow and move with you, not hinder you and cause you to stay in whatever state that you do not wish. I might have to move again, bro. This is my second time moving. You guys weren't here for that. I actually sat with a bunch of fire ants, but I think these are sugar ants. I think I should be good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We see what happens. I'm gonna tighten this strap. I'm tired of it rubbing on me. I keep thinking it's an ant. Pull that out too. Okay. So the workroom is a place of doing. There's noise, there's planning, there's different filters. This is where you take what you can control and you take charge of it. You act on it in a way that empowers you and uplifts your life. It the workroom is the place where we get down and dirty and we do the work. This is where that 21 days, right? This is where that intentionality, this is where we put effort in. This is where we put the maximum effort in, and we're focused on bettering ourselves, self-development. We're focusing on bettering our lives, right? Working on businesses or working on getting money, right? Because we need money to survive. Working on our relationships with others. Like, that is the workspace, right? And then the sanctuary is where we go to enjoy all of that, where we go to enjoy our lives, where we go to just be ourselves, be at peace, and be who we are. Hello, love bugs. It's love bug season. Anyway, and be who we are, and allow ourselves to rest and to just receive and be in a state of receptivity instead of being in a state of giving or doing, right? So when you're in your sanctuary, there are no expectations. It's just pure being, pure being, pure receiving of the blessings that are meant for you. And when we're in the workspace, we're working towards those things. They're putting in the work, because you can't expect to get something if you haven't put in the work for it. Like, that's just not possible. That's not how the world works. That's not how the universe fucking works. Actually, not just the world, but that's how the universe works. You got to put something in to get something out, right? But the thing is that one of the things I want to preface is that it doesn't have to be hard fucking backbreaking work. Like, you can put in work and it feel easy and get way more back than you ever thought you ever would, because you're doing something that you enjoy, that you love, right? For people who are artists, you get to do your art, right? For people who, but sometimes, you get challenges. I'm not saying the life doesn't have challenges, but I'm just saying, like, the work does not have to be, oh my God, I work myself into exhaustions and then I burn out. Because then when you burn out, you have to heal from that burnout. You're burnt. They say candle burns on both ends. You're burnt, bro. Like, you gotta heal the burns. You can't just like expect to like be fine after you burn out. Like, you gotta take time to rest, to heal yourself, to sit with yourself and see what you need to do and see how you need to support yourself better. Right? Right. Yeah, I need to stop saying right. I notice that I say right so often. I say like a lot. Anyway, I'm just remembering my filler words. Okay. I also say okay a lot. Filler words. Again, filler words. I also say anywho and however a lot. I don't know. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. It just randomly just like hit me. Okay, back to the video. Back to what we're talking about. So what we want to do is we want to balance the two. We want to balance the workroom. We want to balance the sanctuary. We want the workroom to build the foundation for the sanctuary. So all the work that you do, like I said, when you do the work on yourself, when you work with other people, you work on relationships, we work on things that will help your development, your growth, your life. That is building the sanctuary. That is building the place where you can just be. You can just exist and receive and be like, yes, I put the hard work in. That that's what we're working towards, right? In a sanctuary. So this is basically how we're able to soften, even in the face of, like, not just adversity, but in the face of working, in the face of maybe struggles or challenges, where before we would freak out or like get so wrapped up in the doing that we forget that we need to also rest and relax and just enjoy the fruits of our labor, instead of like constantly being like, what's next, which is nothing wrong with being like, what's next, but said we need to reel it back and have a nice balance, right? And everyone's balances are different. Maybe your balance is like 60% work, 40% rest. Maybe it's less. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's not 50-50. You know what I mean? But whatever works for you, right? Because for me personally, I want my work to feel like rest. So honestly, I'll probably be working more than I rest anyway. Anywho, okay. There you go, the anywho and the okays. I just told you guys that's something I'm working on. I'm trying to be better at. So we're gonna learn that balance. We're gonna learn. So we're gonna talk about frequency right now because frequency is super important. Static is a frequency, right? And it belongs to the world. It belongs to the things that you cannot control, like the people around you, right? External circumstances, you can't. Only thing you can control is yourself, and your actions, right? And everything else just falls into place after that. So when you have this mindset, right, that you're trying to change things that are outside of you, you are literally working in vain. That's just not possible. There is nothing that you can do about these things outside of you. You can work on yourself and you can work on your actions that you take, and that's the extent of the control you have in your life. That sounds like crazy, right? Like you think, well, I should be able to control my destiny and stuff and my future. Yeah, by controlling your actions and yourself. That's how you do that. So the static, like I said, static is that stuff that we cannot control. Peace is that inner self, is what we can control, like ourselves, our actions, like I just said. And when we're operating in that peace, we're realizing like, okay, this is what I can do, and I'm just gonna do what I can do because what you can do is enough. It is enough. I'm telling you right now, it's a fucking enough. Yes, like I said, you gotta work towards your goals, but what you can do, even if you're 100%, even if you can't work 100% of the time, which most of us can't, right? Most of us, like, we can give 100%, for a good amount of time, and then after a while, we're gonna be given 80 or 70 or 50, 20, 30%, 10%. Sometimes your 100% for the day is 10% of your 100%, and you have to be okay with that. You just got to be okay with that because we're humans. We're fucking meat and flesh. We're blood and flesh. Like we're not robots, and even robots like have a breaking point. But anywho, we're not here to talk about that. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about us, you, me, people. Okay, so the peace isn't a feeling you wait for, right? It's something that you build. Like you build that peace. Like how do you soundproof your inner room so the static can't get in? Like how do you do that? You do that through boundaries. Like we've been talking about boundaries this whole month. I've been talking about boundaries since I've been talking about boundaries since I started this blog post. Boundaries are important. They will never go away. Like I said, they need to be something that adapt with you so that it works with you, so it works with your life and what you need out of your life. Because your boundaries are your terms and conditions for existing. It has nothing to do with anybody else but you. Unless someone's doing something specific and you're like, that's a boundary. I don't like when you cross that, then, whatever. But it all has to do with how you feel, not how other people feel. It's about you. You. Okay. So you build the peace through boundaries, and you build your soundproof room with boundaries. So the static can't get in. So the things that upset you, the things that disrupt you, the things that deter you from your growth and your self determination and whatever else you got going for you, your progress can't get in. You use boundaries to keep them out, right? Right. That one needed to be in there. So we can lower the volume of the noise from the outside. Because also said too, like in the workroom, the wind is winding. I'm gonna wrap my dress under my leg so it doesn't fly up. But when we're in the workspace, we're in the workroom, there is noise. Like not every job is quiet, right? Sometimes you gotta get in there and you gotta use power tools. Sometimes you gotta get in there and you gotta use a air compressor, or you gotta, I don't know, anything that requires noise. Like sometimes you gotta get in there and you get dirty. Sometimes you gotta go in there and put in the extra work, and sometimes that work is a little noisy. But how do we turn that down? How do we like make it so that it's not overwhelming? Besides boundaries, we can also decide. Well, I mean, it is also another boundary. I was gonna say boundaries. It's not boundaries, but it is boundaries. Boundaries with ourselves. If it gets too loud, we can take a break. If it gets too much, we can take a break. We can step back and be like, all right, I'm not trying to like get into this right now, but I will get into this eventually and like plan accordingly. The planning process helps with this as well. So it doesn't get too loud. And so you can still hear yourself. See, that's another thing too. Like a lot of people get so wrapped up in their work that they don't even take time to listen to themselves. So listen to their innerness, their inner knowing, their inner muse, their inner inspiration. Like you can be inspired by yourself. You can be 110% inspired by yourself, and honestly, you should be inspired by yourself because damn, if no one's inspired by you, then you should be inspiring yourself because look at how far you've come. I don't know how old you are, it doesn't really matter, but when you were a baby, you didn't know how to speak or walk, talk, none of that shit. Look at you now. You can walk, talk, run. I don't know if you can run, but you know, you can walk, talk, run, or move around. You can communicate. You know, you doing shit, right? That you've come so far. I know that seems like so mundane, but like there's people out there who still don't know how to communicate. I was one of them. I mean, I can communicate, but not very. Like, it's still tough, but I figured out ways around it, so that I can communicate effectively. Like with my blog, yay! I'm a writer. Um, and you can also, not you can also, but like just be proud of yourself for how far you've come. You even sitting here and watching this video, like you're what I think it's 17 something a minute in. I messed around for like almost 2 minutes in the beginning of the video, so I don't know how much I cut out, but you know, you're this far into the video, clearly you're invested in learning and understanding, right? Someone's getting Amazon delivered. Ooh, interessante. I'm distracted as fuck. All right, I had to cut it because I got super distracted because FedEx usually doesn't drive all the way down our driveway. I thought it was Amazon. It's actually FedEx. They usually like throw the shit out at the top of the driveway, and then something horrible happens to it, and then we have to reorder whatever it is that we got. If you have struggles with FedEx, I get it, man. I get it. I understand probably more than most. We've had a lot of incidences with FedEx. Unfortunately, we never got them on camera, so no, the company never apologized. Anywho, just a hint. I guess if FedEx is fucking up your packages, get that shit on camera and submit it to their help center, or I don't know what, their policy people. I don't know, because that's just bullshit. Like they should be treating our fucking packages with fucking respect. I don't get why they think they can just throw our shit around or leave it in a fucking open field or right next to a highway, underneath, like next to a trash can, and then the trash can, like people that do the trash don't see it, and then they smash it. Then what? That's happened to us. All that's happened to us. I'm not even joking with you. Anywho, so we're gonna talk about some woods because I love the woods. As you can tell, I have some woods behind me. I mean, it's not like old woods, but it's woods. I don't go in there. I actually go this way, and it's like a little a path and a trail and stuff that I go down. But so the woods, right? In the woods, it seems quiet. You know, I mean, you got some birds here and there. You know, other animals, whatever. Maybe there's a fox screaming in the background. Uh, but in the woods, it's pretty quiet, but it's not silent. It's fertile. It's full of possibility. It's full of potential. It's full of anything. I mean, like all the animals, most of the animals there are pretty quiet because what's the reason to be loud? There's no reason to be loud. Um, like you don't look at the woods. I mean, you might look at the woods and be like, "Oh, there's nothing out there," but there's everything out there. There's trees, there's grass, there's There's almost said mycelium, but mushrooms, mycelium. There's insects. There's all kinds of stuff. Hi, you don't want to? Okay. I was trying to get the love bug to land on my hand like last week, not last year. uh, there's bears in the woods. There's birds. Like I said, there's all kinds of little critters and creatures running around doing their thing. Right? It's not just bear. And then the same thing with like the desert. Like people think the desert ain't got shit in it, but like most of the things that are in the desert are low to the ground, so you can't really see them from far away. And a lot of the creatures burrow, so you definitely don't see them. So just know that the desert is also fertile. So the muse, right? Earlier I was talking about being a muse for ourselves, or being muses within ourselves, or for our own lives is definitely the best way to say it. Um, the muse only speaks in the sanctuary, right? You, right, only speaks in the sanctuary where it's quiet, where it's calm, collected, and you're not working, when you're not like going, and your mind is full of. Sorry about that cut. The FedEx guy stopped, and I thought he was going to need help. But anyway, um, when your mind is full of what you have to do and tasks and things of that nature, you only get to hear from the muse or get that inspiration is when you're just kind of just being there and just doing and just existing and floating throughout time and space like the baddie you are. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't give a fuck. You're a baddie. You're here doing this work. You're a self-development baddie. Ooh. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know why I'm doing that. You're in the gym, I guess. You're in the mental, physical development gym. This isn't a mindful adventure. This is a mindful gym. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding, because this shit is not easy. Just like building muscle, this shit is not easy. Okay, so if you're always in the workroom grinding, right, you're gonna miss the divine instructions for your next manifestation, or the divine instructions for your next goal, your next destination, wherever it is you're trying to go. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right now I'm kind of in a situation where I'm like, what do I do? And it's like, well, you just be and enjoy what's going on, because soon you'll get the other information, right? I was told in the meditation, my higher self came to me, and I was like, "Is there anything else you want me to know?" And they were like, "Yeah, so it's about to get intense," but they wouldn't tell me like what's intense. Like what do you mean by intense? Like what, my whole life, everything going to be intense, or just like one specific area of my life is going to be intense? I just spit. That's why I wipe my face. um So like I don't know, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Like what do I do? Instead of like sitting here and being like, what do I do? Just be here and like, okay, well, what can I do in this moment to like feel good, to like just be and exist and live as I are, as I am. And obviously, if I'm in the what do I need to do mentality, I'm not thinking, right? I'm not thinking. It has nothing to do with not thinking. It has everything to do with thinking too much and overexerting yourself to a point that you lose yourself, or you lose what it is that you're trying to do in the first place, because that's how you lose your peace, right? When you lose yourself, because your peace is yourself. You are your own peace, right? Your body, your mind, your spirit, that is your peace. All the other shit is other shit. Now, people can bring you peace. Don't get me wrong. There's people that can bring you peace, right? People can give you love and affection and all that stuff, and that's nice. There's nothing wrong with that. But you are your main source of peace. Do not look to anybody else for your peace. All right. I literally broke up with somebody because they told me I was the only reason they were happy. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not your happy pills. All right. Like I'm not gonna put up with that, because that's too much stress for me to make you happy. I'm the only reason you're happy? No, we're not doing that. Yeah, of course, breaking up with them definitely made them less happy. But at the same time, it released a burden off my shoulders, because I'm not performing or providing for somebody when I should be providing for myself. I mean, at that time, I was a fucking teenager. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But what I did know is that I didn't want to be this person's only source of happiness. That's so fucking stressful. Oh my god. If you're watching, you know exactly who you are. And I hope you learn some things from my stuff. Okay. So, anchoring the harvest. What have you grown this week? This month. I almost said, why did I say that? I don't know why I said that. So, we've been anchoring signs, right? We've been building up to this point where we're now figuring out what the balance is between. I should say this is work because this is kind of work. For me, it's work. For you, it's maybe your sanctuary. I don't know. Maybe you really enjoy these videos. I hope if you enjoy these videos, leave a comment down below, a like. I love to hear from you guys. I love to know that you guys are getting help and like spiritually fed from these things, because now, I don't get a lot of feedback, and I do a lot of this stuff for myself as well as other people. Like, literally, like I said, I'm going through this right now as we speak. Like, this is shit that I'm going through. I'm literally getting signs to learn how to balance, right? I'm getting signs to learn how to soften. I'm getting signs to learn how to enjoy my fucking life instead of being like, what's next? Like I just said earlier. So just know I'm in it with you guys. We're in this together. Oh my god, yeah. And it's good that I'm in it with you guys, so I'm able to give you like a newbie, like not really a newbie. I mean, it's not like this is not the first time I've had to go through this process, but this is the first time I've gone through this process intentionally, right? A lot of things in my life I've done it unintentionally somehow, and now that I'm doing everything intentionally, it's like it's a different type of situation. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm excited about that. I'm sorry, I'm like breaking out on the back of my knee. If you see, I've been scratching my fucking knee and my shin, scratching my shin. Anyway, so we've been anchoring in this, right? We've been learning what the signs are. Like I said, I've been getting signs. You know, you probably get signs too, and you probably don't notice them. I get signs through numbers, and animals specifically, and different things. I get signs through all kinds of things. I also get signs from random people's conversations. Like I'll be in public and I'll hear someone talking, and then it reminds me of something that I was interested in or wanted to do or was thinking about, and it's kind of like confirmation, like, yeah, you should go ahead and do that. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh, that's great, okay, that's good, we're good. So I get signs through anything, like literally anything and everything could be a sign. So what signs are anchoring you, like in the past, these past 3 weeks, like from realizations from the past 3 weeks, like what's anchoring in your moment, leading you to the harvest, the harvest of your manifestations, the harvest of the life of your dreams, the harvest of you enjoying your life, because that's the whole point of a mindful adventure, is to learn, grow, and thrive together. Thriving means you're enjoying your shit. Like you can't really thrive, right? If you can't really, what the fuck am I telling you? You can't thrive at all if you're scraping and scrounging and trying to get everything that you can, as I don't know, however you feel like you're doing that. That's a desperate energy. When you're thriving, you're in your own power. You are more fulfilled than you've ever been, and there's not a lot that you want or that you want. Like, I'm saying you don't have any wants, because we're human. We typically have a lot of wants and desires and things of that nature. There's nothing wrong with that. We're people. It's okay to want things. Okay, I've said this before in another blog post. If I can remember it, I'll put it down below. But I'll figure it out. So it'll be down below. I don't think there's a video for that one. But your desires, your wants, you shouldn't be looking at them like, oh my god, I want something, I'm a horrible person. No. Whereas people, that's something that we desire. We have lots of wants and needs and desires. And that's just, having wants is okay. It's okay. I'm telling you guys that right now. I spit again. I'm spitting. So you know it's good. I crack myself up too much. So, you are the architect, right? And if your inner room feels crowded, you have the sovereign power to renovate, to change it up, to make it better suit you through the guest list, right? through your boundaries, right? Through the signs, synchronicities, and checking in with yourself, being intimate with yourself. Like I said, you're gonna need to be intimate. You can't get through this work, and you're not even getting through it. You're working through it. You're living it. Like your life is the work. Like living, existing, being a person. That is a part of your growth, your healing in your healing journey. It has like seriously. So take the time to get intimate with yourself. Take the time to figure out your ins and outs, not just what you like or what you look like or how you want to look or anything of that nature. Like, how do you react to certain situations? How do you handle stress? How do you handle other people being stressed out around you? How do you handle um your daily things that you deal with? How do you handle surprises? How do you, things of that nature? And surprises could be anything. It doesn't have to be like, oh yay. It could be also, oh my god. So like, how do you handle these things? And I want you guys to describe your sanctuary's anatomy. Like, what does your sanctuary feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it like? How does it present itself to you? My sanctuary, my personal inner sanctuary, it's gonna sound weird, but the bottom of the ocean, like where it's completely dark, there's no light, and it's cold. That's my shit. That's where my personal, like, where I just be. And like, even like, not, I would just say the ocean in general is my sanctuary. I'm not saying like a physical ocean, but like in my mind when I go to meditate, it's the ocean. Like, either while I'm at the top, like where it's light and I'm just in the waves, you know what I mean? And the clouds are going and there's, whatever. But all these spaces in between, I just love water. Like, water is my thing. So it doesn't really smell like anything because it's the ocean. And underwater you can't really smell. But it's cool, right? It feels good. Like, it's calming. It rocks me. Like, it just feels right. Like, it feels so good. Maybe your sanctuary is your bed. Maybe you really love like sleeping. I used to really love sleeping. And so maybe your thing is, are you okay, bud? My dog is right here. I'm petting him. He's sometimes he gets little thorns in his foot and I pull him out, but not thorns like crazy big ass thorns, but like he gets like little prickly things and I pull him out. I thought maybe that's what he had going on, but he good. He good. Um, But yeah, your sanctuary might, maybe your sanctuary smells like a bread. Like, at one point that was my thing. Like, I would literally imagine like a comfy chair and like a room where like the sun's coming in, like either like a sunset or a sunrise. You know how it's like, the sun's like beaming through the curtains or whatever, and then like you can see like the dust in the sunbeam, and it's like warm. And it just feels kind of cozy. It's got that nice glow, with that, and then like with a comfy chair, like fluffy comfy chair I can just sit and rest in. And it smells like baked bread, like French bread, like that. That could be your sanctuary. Like, what is your sanctuary like? And it doesn't have to be a physical place, like I said, right? It can be in your mind. It can be a place you go to in meditation. It could be a place that you go to when you think of your sanctuary. Like, what is your sanctuary? And your sanctuary, like I said, is usually something within yourself. It doesn't have to be a physical place. And you might actually have a physical sanctuary. That's cool. What is your sanctuary like? I want you guys to write that down below. That is the prompt for the week, and I will also be talking about it on Saturday. So if you can follow me on social media, which you guys should, down below, my link tree is down below, so you can come check that out. I have TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. I post most of the same things on all of those platforms. And of course, I have my website, so you can go and look at the other blog posts and things that I have. And of course, down below will also be the other blog posts that I've mentioned. And then up here will be the videos to those blog posts. So as I mentioned them, they should have popped up. And of course, if you didn't miss that and you go down below, like I said, the link for the companion video will be in the bottom of the blog post. So wherever you go, you'll find what you're looking for. And I just want to, like, real quick, I never say this, but like, I really would like support with this endeavor. I don't get paid for this. I literally DoorDash for pretty much everything. So having monetary gifts is helpful to keep a mindful adventure afloat, like paying for the website, right? Paying for the server space, paying for the products that I use to make all of this is it costs money, right? So it'd be helpful if I could get some monetary help with that. If you guys feel led to do that, go ahead and do that. There's a support me page on in the link tree, and also on the website itself. There's one on the bottom of every single page, so you'll find what you're looking for. Yeah, and I'm hoping to release some art so you guys can support me in that way too. I'm excited. I'm just excited. This week is going to be a good week. I love you guys so very much, right? And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Wait, hold on a second. Yes, I almost forgot to say. I hope you guys also stick around for next week's finale. This is the month finale. This week was supposed to be the finale, but then I forgot that there's five Wednesdays in April, so we have another week. So I just hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it was helpful for you, insightful. Please send it to people. Please share this with other people. Um, and just stick around because the Mindful Adventure is going to keep growing and we're just going to keep going and blooming and booming. And I love you guys. I really do. Even just you guys showing up and watching, like seeing people like my videos, seeing people comment on my videos is payment for me as well. Like it's just it pays my soul. I know that what I'm doing is good, and I know that it will help you guys. And I love you guys, right? I love you guys. I'm gonna say it again. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Wherever you are on that 24-hour scale, I hope the rest of your 24 hours goes well. I love you guys so very much. Bye.